Let's say you have a headache and it's pounding, and you take some relief medication, and suddenly you feel some relief. But the pain really hasn't gone away. What the medicine does is just cut our connection to the pain. The pain is still there. We just can't feel it. That's how these medications work. So, what is happiness? Is it peace or is it something else entirely? And here's a real question: why does it never seem to last? Is there anybody in the world that wants to be unhappy? No, nobody says, oh, suffering, come and get me. I want to be unhappy forever. No, we all want to be happy. We want to be blissful. We want to have joy. Unfortunately, this world is really trying to go after happiness. We are trying to put a square peg in a round hole. The world is a round hole and we're the square peg. The suffering comes almost like the waves of an ocean. As soon as one comes, you're thinking, oh my God, if I can solve this problem, I'll be happy. If I could just get this job, if I could just do this, then I'll be happy. But that doesn't really happen, does it? Even if there is some happiness, it is very fleeting, it is very less. There's no bliss. And really, the word sukha or happiness is meant for the body. You feel some relief, but it's different than joy, than real happiness. So we are always hankering, we're always on a treadmill. And as soon as one wave of suffering comes and finishes, and we get some relief, we think that relief is happiness.
Have to respond a little bit to that. We look at someone, we look at the person next to us, and we think, oh, look, they have a nice car, they have a nice house. This person has a beautiful wife or a beautiful husband. They must be so happy. But when we actually examined all of this so-called happiness, it's insubstantial. It's like trying to hold, water in your fingers, and it just leaks through. And suffering comes too. But it's true, the nature of the Atma is to seek bliss, to seek happiness. We don't naturally seek misery. Now, also to be clear, many people nowadays like to pursue some pleasure through pain. That's just a, thing that people do. Some people like, oh, hurt me.
No, I never understood, like in Christianity, there are these monks, they inflict pain on themselves.
Yeah, self-flagellation.
What is that about?
Well, that is a kind of, they feel that they're going to become closer to God by denying pleasure, and they feel like inflicting pain is going to make that inclination to seek out pleasure somehow go away or become less.
But that's what a yogi does. To be clear, when I say yogi here, I don't mean the Western American concept of yogi, of a woman in yoga pants who goes to yoga class. I mean actual yogis who live in the Himalayas and caves, who do a lot of tapasya, and they're meditating and doing yoga all day long, and they detach themselves from material pleasures.
Yeah, there is a process where some yogis will do things like pluck their hairs out one by one.
What?
Because it's painful. But they are practicing becoming insensitive to it. I am going to tolerate this because it's the nature of the body to give pain. If you, for example, neglect your teeth will have so much pain, you won't be able to sleep, you won't be able to eat. It just happens, whether you like it or not, no matter how much money you have, everyone is going to suffer, everyone is going to get sick, and everyone is going to die. That's the nature of
Janma mrityu jara vyadhi.
Exactly. Dukkha darshanam. Knowledge means that we see the inherent evil in birth, death, old age, and disease. It's not something that you can escape by a mundane process.
It's interesting that the Vedic scripture says that in order to be happy, in order to go for that ultimate happiness, not just in the life, but in death as well and beyond death, one of the things we can do is chanting, and chanting the names of the Lord, chanting the name of Hari. Hare Ranam, Hare Ranam, Hare Ranam eva kevalam, kalau nasteva 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 gatir anyata. That's what it says. But correct me if I'm wrong, because I really don't know much about Christianity. Don't they say thou shalt not take God's name in vain. But in our Vedic Sanatan Dharma, we are saying, you must take God's name. You can take it in the morning. You can chant during the day. You can chant it during night. What do you say about that?
Well, I'm not a biblical scholar, but I believe that sometimes these kind of quotations from the King James version of the Bible might be just a little bit off the mark, and you have to kind of look at the original language. From the original commandments to not take the Lord's name in vain, I have always understood that to be, don't use God's name as a swear word. Don't.
Oh, that totally makes sense, actually. That does make sense.
But calling out to God. Now, also amongst, in Judaism, there are many Jews who believe that even to say God, they will put like a hyphen in it because they believe that God's name is powerful and God's name should be respect. And so they won't say that directly. And then there's the reference to Jehovah. Jehovah is actually something where people have added additional vowels in there because it was meant to be something that is like a symbolic representation. But as I said, I'm not a biblical scholar. I can't really comment on that. But the point is that there is respect name for the name of God. Now, one more Bible reference before we go from the Old Testament. In Psalms, it says, from the rising of the sun till the time of its setting, the name of the Lord should be praised.
Shri Ram, Shri Hari, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Hari, Jai Shri Ram. So how can you praise the name of God without saying the name of God?
I know. It is like there is this Japji Sahib. I've given you this example, and it was, I think, written by Guru Nanak Ji, and it's beautiful. And one of my friends, she kept on saying, when will I take the name of God? When will I take the name of God? When will? And she's crying. And I'm saying, just take the name instead of crying every day. When will I take? And it is written in the poem, the name of God is Shri Hari, Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, Narayan, Damodar. So there is the secondary name. When we say, like you mentioned, when we say the name God or Bhagavan, this is like saying boy, girl, God. It is not really the name. What is it?
But it also has something to do with the attitude of the person. If I'm saying, the Lord has given me a gift.
So the Lord there is a primary name and then there is a God name.
Yes.
So this is a God. God means
It is secondary. It is like a peripheral name.
It is like when we say boy, girl, and we refer to, like if you see a person and say that boy.
But as we also say in Sanskrit, we say Prabhu. And I may say Prabhu referring to some person who is senior, who is spiritually advanced, but I can also say Prabhu or Mahaprabhu, and I am talking about the Lord.
But the Lord, from in the British people have turned, I don't know, the Lord into like a word which means a master, an owner.
Yes, so there are English implications to the concept of lordship because, I am Lord Bletchley, and this is my land, and you shall get off my land because I am Lord Bletchley. And that's a sort of implication of Lord.
But Bhagavan doesn't lord over us. He gives us independence.
Well, the Sanskrit word Prabhu comes from pra, meaning above, over, extending, and bhu, meaning bhavati, to have, to be, to exist. So Prabhu means one who has mastery, one who has a superior position. And there is a deeper meaning of Prabhu, which means one who is above the influence of the material existence.
It says in the Shastra and scriptures is to chant. And I want to talk about this Mahamantra called Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I'm going to ask Pandit Atul Krishna, can you please comment on that?
And it's very true because And that brings us to the topic of chanting. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Kali Santaran Upanishad says, Itisho Dishakam Nam Kalikal Mishanashanam Na. You can look through all of the Vedas. You won't find anything better than chanting these names, this Mahamantra.
So in the Shastra, the Mahamantra is given first as Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and then Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So there are people in India who chanted this other way around because that's the way it's given in Shastra. I've heard that people took this point to Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu reversed it.
Well, then that's an interesting side discussion because it is given as a Vedic mantra. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And if people who were without caste or lower caste had been given that to chant, then there would be a huge objection from entitled caste Brahmins saying, oh, this is very wrong, chi, very bad. You cannot give Veda mantras to low-born people. This is a very sinful thing. So to avoid that, it was given Hare Krishna,
Mahaprabhu gave it.
Krishna. Yes, Mahaprabhu gave Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. What are you going to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Where did one end and the other begin?
Yeah, it is like when Valmiki ji, before he was Valmiki and he was a hunter and Narad Muni told him to chant and he couldn't chant. So instead of saying Ram, he gave him the word Mara. So he said Mara, 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 Mara. Mara means death and Ram is Ram. So
Yes, that is exactly the example I was going to give.
yes, that's a good example. So in Vedas has come from Hare Rama, Hare Nameva Kevalam Kalo Naste Gatira Anyata.
That is in one of the Puranas.
So it is given 3 times. That in this Kali Yuga, there, except for the names of Hari, Hare Nama, 3 times. Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam. Why 3 times?
Because this is, if you want to give emphasis in Sanskrit, you might add the indeclinable he. But if you want to give the extreme, most powerful emphasis, you'll say it 3 times. So it is given 3 times. And it also means reject the path of karma, reject the path of jnana, reject the path of yoga, which aims for impersonal liberation. And simply take these names of Hari, take it in loving devotion, and this will give you all desirable things.
Well, if there's a child and the child is upset with mom and says, I will not eat, she may still, but he really wants to get the point across that he's upset with his mommy and say, I will not eat, I will not eat, I will not eat. He'll say it 3 times. So it is that emphasis is being given that in this age, if you want to be happy, if you don't want to be miserable, you must do Harinam. Now, so we know Harinam. So if somebody doesn't want to chant the Mahamantra, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what if they just want to chant Ram Ram? Is that okay?
Well, sure. All names of God are mantras. And, there is power in name.
So if I had a friend or I know somebody who only wants to worship Lakshmi or only wants to worship Radharani but does not want to worship Sri Ram or Krishna, so God, is existing both in male and female form. And he's a pair. He's also always got he's Shakti, Man Shakti. How will I explain you must chant the Harinam Mahamantra or name of? They might say, there is no name of Lakshmi, so I don't want to. How will we explain this to them?
Well, so there are a couple of levels, but I want to also finish explaining one thing here.
Acha.
We have talked about these Garnanams, like to say Prabhu or the Lord, but actually we are interested in Mukhya Nam, in primary. So if I am addressing
what?
primary name, so what is a primary designation? So for example, I may address you, I may say, oh, hey Manjulali, hey Monica, and this is your name. It is a name you were given. I may also refer to you by your relationship. I may say, oh, Ishan ki mummy, you are the mother of Ishan, and you have a lot of affection. And so this is a very affectionate way of addressing you based on your relationship with someone who is very near and dear to you. There is a name of Uma, who is the wife of Lord Shiva. Bhavani. Bhavani means she is the wife of Baba, of Lord Shiva. And so this is a way of addressing her. You cannot, let's say that you are a devotee of Goddess Uma, of Durgaji. You cannot worship her if you are not willing to address her as Bhavani, because Bhavani is not just a secondary thing for her, she is the consort. She is linked. She is inseparable from Lord Shiva. When Lord Shiva was separated from Sati, when Sati went to the Daksha Yajna, which is another long story, and then she immolated herself because she could not stand to hear Lord Shiva being blasphemed. He suffered so much because she was a part of him. She was hearing his Harikatha, his speaking on spiritual topics. And he had no one who could sit with him now, and so he did Maunavrat. He took a vow of silence that lasted for thousands of years until she came in her next birth as Parvati, daughter of Himalaya. So you can't address, if you want to address the Supreme Lord, you want to use not just the names which says, you are the great, you are the overall, you are the everything, the superintendent and controller, generator, operator, destroyer, but you want to address by what is very
Well, if you love Sri Lakshmi so much, you can say, oh, the Lord of Sri Lakshmi, oh, Lakshmi Priya, oh, Hari of Sri Lakshmi,
yes,
or say Lakshmi Narayan,
Lakshmikant,
or say Lakshmi Kanta, and that is also his name.
yes,
Or for those who are devotees of Radharani, can say, Hey Gopinath,
Madhava.
Hey Madhava. Well, all the names in Braj, they are, and it is actually.
Madhava means that person who is most dear to Ma, to goddess.
So when somebody is a devotee of Radharani, when you chant and say Krishna, this is most pleasing to her. When we are chanting Narayan and Hari and Ram, it is Ram, saying Ram is most pleasing to Sita ji. So if all the goddess worshippers out there, goddesses are not just somebody who are there alone. They have, they are Shakti of the Lord. So they are very, very pleased. They are more pleased when you do this mantra. But Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is not just name of the Lord, it is also the name of the Shakti.
Exactly. So Hare, now this is the other point that I was getting to. So one final thing I want to say on that topic is if we talk about and another name of Bhagavan Vishnu is Srinath, the Lord of Shri. Shri means Lakshmi. We cannot really, if we want to have Lakshmi without Narayan, Lakshmi is the devoted wife, the devoted consort of Lord Narayan. If we say, oh, I will have Lakshmi but not Narayan, then what we get is kind of a shadow of Lakshmi. And this is also called Chaya Lakshmi. And she may give us some blessings, but she will also take these back.
She is Chanchala Lakshmi. If we were to worship Lakshmi without a husband,
Yes.
without Bhagavan Vishnu, without Sri Hari, without Narayan, then she may come or not come, and she may even trick us, or she may give some tiny blessing and then she may leave us.
Yeah.
If you worship her with her husband, she will never leave. Her blessings are always there.
Exactly. Because she is part of, you cannot separate Lakshmi and Narayan. You cannot separate Shankar and Uma.
And you cannot separate Sri Ram and Sita, and you cannot separate Lord from his Shaktis or Shaktis from his Lord. And we'll say, only worship this part of you and not worship the other.
Exactly. And this goes back to Vedanta, which says Shakti, Shakti Mator Abheda. There is no difference between Shakti, which is the potency, the energy, the goddess, and Shaktiman, the possessor of energy. So there is this lover-beloved relationship is there in the divine realm. And if we try to cut that out, let's say, okay, I will have the picture of Shankarji and meditate on Shankarji, who is sitting alone meditating. This is not the natural state of Shankarji. Shankarji, who is sitting with Parvati by his side, this is the natural state. And if we are trying to separate him because I only want his blessings, then this is not going to give the same result.